morning. Happy Wednesday. Good morning, Roy. Good morning, Jennifer. 70s. Oh, I just said good morning to you. Oh my goodness. All right, let's start off with our daily pledge. Today is a new day. I am ready to be the best me I can be. I will listen so I can learn. I will try hard so my brain can grow. I will not give up. I can learn anything I put my mind to. So today, again, is a new day, a new opportunity for us to take care of our best self, to make sure we are taking care of our wellness wheel and making sure that we're taking care of our mental health. And most importantly, doing our check-in. So every morning you get up, do your check-in. How are you feeling on a scale of 1 to 10? Did you wake up feeling really great today? If so, go out for a walk. Make sure you're getting in some fresh air. Make sure that you are using your coping skills. Make sure that you are getting your errands done, or maybe you're going to some appointments. Maybe you're going to meet up with a friend and go have a cup of coffee. But whatever it is, make sure you're using that energy. But if you didn't wake up feeling so well, what do you need to do? What are some things that you need to put in place to feel better? We talk about this every morning, but it's just a good reminder. Again, if you wake up not feeling well, or you had to scrape yourself out of bed, what can you do to feel better? Okay. We have lots of tools that we can use. We just got to use them. Good morning, Carmen. So today is Wellness Wednesday, and we're just going to touch base a little bit about, good morning, Christine, the wellness wheel. What do we need to do? Good morning, Lisa. What do we need to do to keep ourselves well? It's all a balance. Remember, we hold up our hand, we got our wellness wheel, okay? What do you need to do to create balance in your life? Your physical health, your mental health, your social health, your spiritual health, your personal health, your professional health. All of that makes a huge difference. How we balance our life really is kind of determines our mental health. It's important to have all areas of our life kind of in check. Is it possible? No. Perfection probably is never going to happen, but as long as we're staying mindful of it and we're doing things to kind of make some improvements, small steps, or at least if we can have some goals in place, the hope is that we can kind of maintain some sort of a balance, and we can try and feel better, manage our mental health, manage our physical health, and so on. And so I just printed off many different ways, or many different things. I can't even talk today. I think that's a pretty good symbol that I had too much coffee. I thought this was kind of interesting. Did you know? Okay. Did you know that fear weakens the kidneys? Worry weakens the stomach. Stress weakens the heart. Anger weakens the liver. And grief weakens the lungs. Okay, now, so why did you tell me this, Becky, right? Because this is all kind of negative and a bit of a dark cloud. But it's important to know that how we manage, if we don't manage our physical health and our mental health, that can start to take a toll on our body. Our organs start to suffer the consequences of stress and not taking care of ourselves. And the importance of that is right here. It's important for us to do everything that we can to take care of our heart, our kidneys, our stomach, our lungs. Everything all plays together. It's all the same thing. So, did you know that everything that you got going on makes a big difference? And so we need to start taking steps to take care of ourselves. Remember, we're talking about a new year and a new you, and most importantly, just taking care of ourselves so we can be our best self, so we can be me-sponsible. Remember, don't forget about me-sponsible, okay? One of the things, ways to wellness. Here's some tips on every part of wellness that we need to know to stay balanced. Okay, for our physical health, you need physical activity. Every day we talk about go for a walk. It's been nice out. Put a hat on, get your mittens on, get your winter coat, go for a walk. It is simple. You don't have to run. People think that when you need good physical exercise, you need to run on a treadmill for an hour. That's not true. All you need to do is make sure you're moving, go for a walk, get your heart rate up. That's the most important piece. The most important piece is to keep moving, okay? Stretching. I stretch every night. It's important to stretch your body out. Make sure you're moving. Get everything flowing properly. When's the last time you stretched? Doesn't have to be anything significant, but make sure that you're stretching and getting all the blood and juices flowing. It's good for you. Make sure you're getting sleep. We've talked a lot about sleep hygiene. Good morning, ladies. Sleep hygiene is important. If you're a 5 to 6 hour a night sleeper, make sure you're getting that time in. If you need 8 to 10 hours, make sure you're getting that time in. It's important because when we don't sleep well, we can't generally handle much of anything around us. We've talked about this before. I've told you that if I don't sleep well, the day generally goes pretty poor the next day. It's hard for us emotionally and mentally and physically to really have the stamina to get through the day. So sleep is so important. It's going to help you with so many different aspects of that day, okay? Proper nutrition, eating. You are what you eat, right? Okay, so if you aren't eating at all, not okay. If you're eating a bunch of junk food all day, not okay. If you only eat one meal a day, that's not okay. We have to get our 3 meals a day in. You have to fuel your body. You have to give it something to burn. You have to get it something to move. It's going to give you energy and motivation. It's like I've said before, if I didn't put gas in my car, it's not going to go. So it's the same concept. Your body needs fuel to keep going. Intellectual functioning, get our brains moving. We need to pick up new hobbies or research or podcasts. We need to do things that are stimulating our mind. It's going to keep us interested. It's going to keep us motivated. It's going to give us something to think about. It's going to get all of our creative juices flowing. Good morning, ladies. Good morning, Mom. Good morning, Denise. So it's going to get everything flowing, okay? Pick up a new hobby. Intellectually, how can you stimulate your brain? Okay, not only maybe while you're on a walk, you could be doing a little research around you. Maybe you could be listening to a book on some earbuds while you're going for a walk. Look at that. We just did 2 wellness wheel things in one. Emotional wellness, stress control. I know it's not always possible to have stress control because sometimes it's just inevitable, but we can learn to try and delegate things, or we can learn to let things go one thing at a time. I'm kind of like thinking to myself, practice what you preach, Becky, as I tell you this. But stress control is important. It is a huge impact on you and your day and how you're feeling, your mental health, your physical health, and so on. Finding positive outlets. Maybe you're going to find a new coffee shop to go to that you find relaxing. Maybe you find a new space, a new friend, whatever it may be. Maybe their space is inviting. But finding positive outlets, coming to the drop-in center, doing things that are going to create kind of that positive feeling. Building your self-esteem, spiritual health, religious practice, meditation, journaling, yoga, self-discovery. There are so many different things that you can do for your spiritual health that you can, like I said, daily devotions, that meditation. It kind of gets you centered, it gets you grounded, it kind of brings everything back into perspective for you. Doing your gratitude journal is huge. And so we do a lot of this stuff all in one day of just trying to balance our wheel. Financial, you work off a budget. You're working on managing your money. You're working on paying off debts. Occupational is your work life, or maybe finding something. Maybe you're volunteering, and maybe you're researching what you'd like to do, okay? And then social, family, friends, having a positive support system, reaching out to your arms worker, your case manager, your peers down at the center. That kind of sums up our wellness wheel. Physical health, intellectual, stimulating our mind, finding positive outlets, using our coping skills, reaching out to positive supports. Hold up your wheel and think about it for a second. Are you making sure and monitoring all aspects of your life in some way, shape, or form? Does not have to be perfect, does not have to be major, but are you working on little things that are going to help you kind of keep balance? If not, if you know that some of these areas are falling apart, or they're crumbling, or they're not up to par, that's where you need to start. That's a good indicator to you what you need to focus on so you can continue to balance your wheel, and it's just going to help us feel less stressed. It's going to help us to feel happier, and so on. I thought this was a really cute worksheet, and you obviously probably can't see it much, but it's the recipe for happiness. How cute. And so you get 4 different ingredients, okay? And they're all a different color. What makes up your happiness? What is your recipe for happiness? What do you need to be doing every day in your life? What do you need to be thinking about? Write down what 4 ingredients, then it gets to be put into the measuring cup. Then you get to color it. You can go red, yellow, green, blue. That's kind of like the colors of the rainbow. But then you get to fill up your measuring cup with your ingredients, and you color it. It's just kind of again, I like visual aids. I like things that show me what it is that I need to be working on, or what's going to help me, or what I need to be doing. Visual aids just reinforce everything that we know, but it makes it stick a little bit more in our brain. So this is the recipe for happiness. What do you need? What are some of your 4 main recipes for happiness? And then you get to color it in, and you get to draw it out. If one of your recipes for happiness is friends, put the blue down here and write friends in there and fill it all up. Fill up your measuring cup. Isn't that great? I think it's cute. So, your recipe for happiness. One of the things that we're going to continue to talk about time and time again, in order to maintain balance and wellness, we have to focus on our circle of control. What you can and cannot control. What do you need to focus on to be your best self? Everything inside here is what you can control. Basically, that's just everything that surrounds you. Only you can focus on yourself. You cannot control others around you. That goes outside. You can't control the weather. You can't control the world. You can't control the news. Whatever else is on your mind, whatever else is worrying you, you can't control that. Maybe you're not happy with the weight you are right now. Maybe you're not happy with the way you look right now. But what can you change on the inside? You can work on your self-esteem. You can work on your eating habits. You can work on your exercise, things like that, right? So again, focusing on the things that you can control versus the things you can't. It's going to change your mindset. It's hopefully going to improve your stinking thinking, because that stinking thinking is what holds us back. It makes it hard for us to work on any sort of wellness because the negativity kind of consumes us. It sucks us in. And before you know it, we kind of fell into that hole. We're struggling to get out of bed. Our depression increased. Our anxiety increased. And so again, visual aids are just a huge piece of practicing our coping skills, filling up our toolbox, working on ourselves, working on every day. How do we maintain a routine? How do we keep ourselves well, okay? So I like that. The circle of control, okay? Last but not least, I thought this was interesting. Now, I want to leave you with something to think about because, we're starting off a whole new year, right? And for the last couple of days, I've talked about a new year and a new you. And it's not necessarily changing who you are, but just improving some things that you want about yourself that are going to help us manage our mental health, manage our day, just kind of improve things around us. And so something to think about is, what do you see when you look in the mirror? And I like this because sometimes we can get not a very good response or a good thought out of this. But either way, it kind of shows us where we're at and what we need to work on. So what do you see when you look in the mirror? If you see somebody who you are not happy with, what do you need to change about that? Okay. What are some of your goals that you need to work on? How can your support system help you? What can we do to change that? Let's do that right now. Okay. On January 6th, today, we're only 6 days into the new year. What can we do to try and improve ourselves? How we feel about ourselves on the inside? Because truly that's going to change your physical health, and that is going to drastically improve your mental health. If you start to feel good with who you are and what you want and what you like and what you're all about, your mental health is going to follow suit and you're going to start to feel like $1 million. So again, here's your mirror. What do you see when you look in the mirror? If you see good things, if you see somebody with potential, somebody who's struggling but trying so hard, that's awesome. Write every thought down. That's going to fuel that motivation to change. And then we're going to work on our SMART goals. Then we're going to work on our wellness wheel. We have lots and lots of work to do. But most importantly, I hope that you see somebody with so much potential that can do anything that they put their mind to. You just got to do it. So, it's Wednesday, January 6th. That is your homework, okay? What do you see when you look in the mirror, okay? Now, if some negative thoughts pop up, let's write them down, but let's figure out ways to remedy that situation. Let's come up with goals to improve that, because I know how that goes. I'm not going to pretend that every thought that comes out of my head's positive, because it's not. We're human beings. We all have struggles. We all have stressors, and we all have things that we need to work on. So if I looked in the mirror, there'd probably be some negative comments in there too. But right now, today, we're going to make a promise to ourselves to try and fix that. And we're going to continue to work on our coping skills and our wellness wheel and our goals and everything that we need to do to make sure that we are our best selves and we're being me-sponsible and we're loving ourselves and we're taking care of ourselves. So that's your homework. But you also need to make sure that you go for a walk, drink your water, eat your 3 meals a day, and so on and so forth. Maybe I should just make a list for you. Anyways, thanks for joining me this week, you guys. I'm super happy to be back after a long break. But what do you see when you look in the mirror? What's your recipe for happiness? Wellness wheel, balance, wheel of control. There's just so many different things, and I hope you write it down and think about it and process it and start kind of figuring out ways to live your life and be your best self and be happy. Them are all your challenges for the next 4 or 5 days until I see you on Monday morning for Motivation Monday. Otherwise, have a great week. If you need anything, don't forget to reach out to your supports. You are not alone, but you got lots of homework in the meantime. We'll talk to you later. See you Monday.